These are arrows, and they are one of the most important items in all of Tears of the Kingdom. You need them for enemies. I have never seen anyone play the game comfortably without them. Some quests are even unsolvable without them, and you need a damn lot of them, so you better pay attention now. The same goes for all fruits. Anyone who thinks they can get through the game without them is not only missing out on a lot of fun, but I also wish you good luck in some story arcs because you're gonna need it. What you see here are the best, fastest and easiest methods in the entire game to get these. I've looked at all the methods in the world, read hundreds of comments, yes, no joke, and picked out the best ones for you so you know exactly what to do in order to get them and how to avoid wasting time. To get arrows, you should visit a battle talus like the one here east of Hyrule Castle and to the left of the shrine. What we're doing now is staying at a safe distance from these bokoblins and letting them shoot at us. Well, not really at us, but next to us, but you know what I mean. Because we are at a safe distance and because the bokoblins aim as if they were drunk, none of them will hit us, and we have the luxury of being able to pick up all the arrows that missed. If you don't want to risk your skin being pierced, just take out a wooden shield and let them shoot at it. Unlike metal shields, arrows actually stick in them, and voila, we automatically collect all of them. Alternatively, put on some good armor. After a few arrows, you'll notice that none of them are left on the ground. The reason why Nintendo did this should be clear, otherwise we all would get rich quickly. To avoid this, you can simply teleport and come back. Quick pro tip on the side, place the teleportation medallion in front of the battle talus. This saves you a lot of time. With this method, you'll get about 16 arrows per minute, which is 960 for every hour. So yep, stand here for a few minutes and you'll almost have filled up your entire inventory. If you want more arrows much faster, listen up. Here comes my favorite method, and okay, I admit it because it's the most convenient one. Place your teleportation medallion in front of merchants and buy up their entire stock of arrows. In BOTW, the merchants only restocked if you had less than 50 arrows of one type, so a maximum of 49 copies in your inventory. However, in TOTK, because the merchants are greedy as I mean because they're absolute generous souls, that's not the case anymore. In this game you can always buy arrows, no matter how many you have. After you've bought all the arrows, teleport back to a bed, ideally in front of Link's house or at Lookout Landing, because there you can sleep for free. Be careful, it has to be a bed and not a fire. And now teleport back to the shop. And as you can see, all the arrows are back and we buy them again. The best route you can possibly do is 2 teleportation medallions in front of a merchant. In each city you get 3 bundles of 5 arrows, so 15 pieces, except for Lookout Landing, because there you get 5 bundles, so 25 arrows, and 1 teleportation medallion at the bed. Sleep, bye bye, sleep, bye bye. This way you get 20 arrows per minute and all 999 in about 50 minutes, but it will also cost you 3,996 rupees. If you think that's expensive, just wait until you ask Beetle, because he wants 6 rupees per arrow? Bro, I thought we were brothers, what are those prices? That is so greedy of you.
That's inflation.
Oh no, man. Okay, let's go to any town instead, because we pay 4 rupees per arrow there, which is 50% less. In case you only need a few dozen arrows, maybe around 100, then break a few boxes at monster camps on the Sky Island or especially at the completed Wind Temple. You might not believe me, but there you'll find a whole bunch of arrows in a very short amount of time. For the rich among you who can afford overpriced amiibos, just scan them and you will never need arrows ever again. And now, most of you should be interested in this, the best method if you don't want to spend rupees but still get the most amount of arrows. The moment we've all been waiting for, brace yourselves, farming Lionels, and no, please don't leave fake comments. Let me explain. For killing a Lionel, which takes about 1 minute, you can get an average of 25 arrows, which not only gives you the most amount of arrows per minute, but also extremely valuable materials, strong weapons, and crystals for your battery extension, at least for the Lionels in the depths. And okay, I know what many of you are thinking. Hey Zelda senpai, I can't kill Lionels that easily, and even if I could, certainly not in 1 minute. You're right, because if you used the weapon that I'm showing you in this video, the strongest weapon in the game, which everyone, but I really mean everyone, can easily get, you'll defeat a Lionel in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and that. And there was the strongest Lionel in the entire game. In terms of red Lionels, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, down. Trust me, it's truly as easy as it looks. If you don't want to build this weapon, no problem. I've prepared something for you too. An arrow CUDA eye on an arrow equals an automatic headshot plus stun. Now hit them while sitting on their back or use a mushroom and the Lionel has the sense of direction of me in a foreign city. And let me tell you, it's really bad. Best example, you go to the floating Colosseum, defeat all 5 Lionels in at most 5 minutes and get an average of 125 arrows, if not even more in a shorter amount of time. You're welcome, friends. That being said, if you would like to be one of the very first people to always get to see our most recent guides, tips, secrets and ranking lists, then you might want to consider subscribing. I'm sure that we can help you out from time to time, and if not, then just unsubscribe. Thank you so much. Now on to the plants/fruits, and you're probably thinking you don't need those. Well, wrong. You do, for combat techniques like creating updrafts, electrifying entire hordes of enemies and stealing their weapons, doing 3 times as much damage so that no enemy is a problem anymore, digging through large stone forests, walking on water and much more. And let me tell you the best thing of all of this, each fruit is farmed with the same method and it's ridiculously simple. Okay, I know it looks super complicated, but it will be the fastest and easiest thing we've ever done. Really, I promise you, because that's what I thought at first too. I'll show you this as an example with the shock fruit. The shock fruit is great for defeating hordes of enemies when there's metal nearby and then collecting their loot. Once you understand the concept, you can apply it to all the other fruits and feel like a genius or inventor, even though we haven't done anything, because we're creating our own assembly line. First, you need to find a backpack bokoblin that's holding your desired fruit. There are endless of them all over the world, but to save you the trouble, I've picked out the easiest for you. You can find the shock bokoblin north of the Spring of Courage in Farron, which is the jungle region of this game. The first step is to defeat all enemies except for him. Now, in case the bokoblin has a bow, throw a dazzling fruit at him to make him drop his bow. You might wonder, why are we doing this? Quite simply, we want him to attack something in the distance, but be forced to grab his fruits from the backpack. So, by taking away his bow, he'll have to reach for the fruits and throw them. After we've blinded him, quickly put on Majora's Mask or the bokoblin mask as an alternative. The problem is, when night falls, stall enemies spawn and they're not bokoblins, so they'll attack you. So, to be honest, it's better to use Majora's Mask as it protects you from all monsters. You can find Majora's Mask in the floating Colosseum after defeating all the Lionels once. Again, no problem with this weapon. Now save your game at this point and load the save. What's happening now, hold on tight, is that the bokoblin is no longer hostile towards us and no longer has a bow. Perfect, we're basically done now. Next, place a stake onto a homing cart and stick the stake into the ground so that the homing cart is on top. This is really important. Make sure you place the stake far enough away so that the bokoblin doesn't decide to attack it in close combat. Far enough away that he throws fruits and the explosion from the fruits doesn't hurt the bokoblin. Are you ready? We're done. Shoot the homing cart and voila, the bokoblin will start throwing fruits at it. Now comes the most important part, so pay attention. Position yourself next to the bokoblin so that the A button prompt truly only appears when the bokoblin has his hand on his back. This is wrong, the A button appears far too often, and this is right, only press A when he has his hand on his back. If you think this is complicated, then I really can't help you anymore, because getting the right position takes a maximum of 15 seconds. And now let's go, spam A as much as you can, watch your favorite series on the side, watch a Zelda Senpai video, make yourself something to eat, because we're now collecting shock fruits on an assembly line. If you have a turbo controller, then congratulations, you've just hit the jackpot. Keep doing this until your battery runs out, or at the latest after 30 minutes, because the homing cart will dissolve. If your battery runs out, turn off the Zonai device, wait until your battery is fully charged again and turn the device back on. Oh yeah, the last shock fruit. If the device is broken, just build a new one. Position yourself correctly next to your new silly friend and the wealth continues. Using this method, you can farm 700 shock fruits in 30 minutes, so for all 999 you'll need about 40 minutes. And in these 40 minutes you don't have to do anything except for pressing one button. Maybe go into the kitchen while doing so, make yourself a fantastic victory toast, because now we're finally among the wealthy people. Good morning, Elon.
Hey bro, what's up?
For fire fruits and bomb plants, it's exactly the same. Fire fruits are useful for campfires and creating updrafts in combat. They work well when igniting grass, and bomb plants are great for, one of the best and most essential items in all of Tears of the Kingdom. You can find bokoblins carrying these two fruits on their back northwest of the Colosseum, right at the tip of the beach. These bokoblins are riding on a stone talus, so let's take care of them quickly and hope that the bokoblins don't fall into the water and perish. If the bokoblin with your desired fruit survives, eliminate all the others. Either leave a fire fruit bokoblin bokoblin or a bomb fruit bokoblin alive, depending on which fruit you want, and bid the rest farewell. Now use another dazzling fruit to make him drop his weapon, quickly put on Majora's Mask, save and load. Place the homing card on the ground, put the stake on top and ram it into the ground far enough away. Position yourself next to the bokoblin so that the A button prompt appears when he is reaching his hand into his backpack, then spam A and collect everything. There are other locations too, but they're lousy because the bokoblins there accidentally set fire to the grass and end up killing themselves. Yes, I agree with you, Link. If you only need a few bomb fruits, go to the forests in the depths. You can spot them on the map and look for larger trees like these. You'll always find a few bomb fruits around here. Many of you might not believe us, but yes, you can get quite a few in a very short amount of time. The ice fruit is the last one, but hold on, probably the best of them all. You can freeze enemies, so you only have to fight them one by one in large hordes and not to get pummeled by 20 enemies at once. And you deal 3 times the amount of damage to frozen targets, so you will one-hit almost all of them. Incredibly powerful. You can throw ice fruits on water, create platforms and walk over rivers. It's practically the new Cryonis room from BOTW, and freeze food for recipes to complete your recipe book. You can find a bokoblin with ice fruits on its back here in the Tabanta snowfield. Come here, eliminate all enemies except for him, use a desert fruit to make him drop his weapon, put on Majora's Mask, save, load your save and he'll be friendly. Now place the homing card on the ground, put the stake on top and ram it into the ground farther away, so that when the construct activates, the bokoblin starts throwing fruits. Position yourself next to him so that the A button prompt only appears when the bokoblin reaches his hand into his backpack. Here's a comparison of the right and wrong positions. Then when you have properly positioned Link, spam A the whole time. This way the supply of ice fruits won't run out and we'll become rich. Now you should be well equipped and never have arrow problems ever again. Or what do you think, Link? Okay, you're third Link. With the arrows and hundreds of fruits, you're prepared for everything and nothing should stand in your way anymore. Except that we still need a ton of crazy powerful weapons to finally kill all the monsters in the game. Oh, so many good swords. And for this very reason, you should definitely watch this video here right now. Because in this video, we'll take a look at the absolute strongest weapons in all of Tears of the Kingdom, with which you'll truly become invincible and be able to defeat everything this game has to offer. I wish I would have had these much earlier. That said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hey Link, stop that! Those are my weapons!